Hi, my name is Skylar Mann from Stamford, Connecticut. I want to thank you, Representative Himes, for being so patient with me all the time on Twitter, because I troll you constantly. I think that my t-shirt basically shows what my position is on this. I am against the Syrian intervention. I'm 25 years old. My entire life has basically been this country at war. I was 13 years old when the Iraq invasion happened. I almost do not remember a time when this country was not at war. We have constantly been going forward over and over again, no matter who's in power, trying to be the policeman of the world. Now, a lot of people here have already said kind of what I was planning to say, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Actually, I guess I have two main questions. On the one hand, we have Assad, who, is not a very good guy. On the other hand, we have the Syrian rebels that are divided into 9 groups, 7 of which have direct ties to either Al-Qaeda or Hezbollah. And unfortunately, at this point, as the Syrian civil war has progressed for so long, the moderate groups, the 2 ones left, don't have that power anymore. Now, John Kerry has said that he's completely confident that if we were to send arms to Syria, that they would not fall in the hands of Al-Qaeda or Hezbollah or any of these other groups, which 7 out of the 9 rebels consist of. My big concern here is that, to me, us getting involved in the Syrian civil war is like Alien versus Predator. No matter who wins, we lose. I don't see how either side winning is really in our best interests as a country. I know that what's going on in Syria is absolutely horrible, but dropping bombs doesn't cause peace. And on the other hand, what's been going on in Syria, over 100,000 people have been killed for the past 2-3 years, and now all of a sudden we're interested in helping them with this humanitarian crisis based on the technology of weapons used. They've been using machine guns to kill their citizens. They've been using bombs to kill their citizens. But now that somebody throws out a chemical weapon, which by the way killed a lot less people than all the other weaponry that we've been using, suddenly, based on technology, that is somewhat a reason for us to go in. It's like the comparison in World War II. You have the firebombing of Tokyo, which killed a heck of a lot more than Hiroshima. We look at Hiroshima as a tragedy based on the technology used rather than the higher amount of casualties in the Tokyo firebombing. My question is, how is this in our best interests? And how is this in our best interests given how long this has progressed? My second question is, why do we only care now when this has been a humanitarian crisis for at least 3 years?
It's a pleasure to be able to communicate in something other than 140 characters. You asked some very good questions that don't have obvious answers. First of all, I don't remember Secretary of State Kerry saying that we can guarantee that arms will not find their way into the wrong hands. We cannot. I hate to be that blunt if in fact he said that, but I've met some of these rebel groups, and we simply, in a situation of chaos, cannot guarantee that whatever arms we were to provide would not find their way into the wrong hands. And you make a very valid point. 100,000 plus Syrians dead, 1,500 dead as a result of chemical weapons, and now we make a moral argument. That is profoundly problematic, except for one thing, which is, and this, you've heard the President articulate this, and some people have articulated this here today, and I think it's not a point to be completely dismissed. And that is that we have, the President uses the word norm, we have for a very long time, since World War I, had a norm that you do not use chemical weapons. And it's been articulated by some of the folks that spoke today. I think most of us, even those of us who are skeptical, those of us who outright oppose any intervention, feel like there should be some accountability, some punishment meted out for the violation of that norm. Thank you.